Welcome in everybody to week 3 of the Diamond tier of the Blue Otter League. My name is Yanni, my co-caster here. Fresh out the bathroom, hands washed and all clean, it's Go Farino. And let me tell you, that was an interesting time for the teams to start because while you were in the bathroom, they already started the picks and bans, man. The bans are already gone. They're already halfway through the draft.
Yeah, which is really weird because I'm supposedly in the pockets of We Love Solbert, but
I told
they
them.
decided to just ditch me, so I guess I'm no longer their
I
pockets.
told them that you were in the bathroom. They were like, "What the hell's a lav?" Anywho, bans for We Love Solbert, Zeri, Aphelios, Jin. On the other side, ISU opted into Jinx, Graves, Gangplank, and so far the draft's beginning to take shape. The first pick for We Love Solbert, they're opting into a Soraka.
Which is interesting. I know you mentioned that this is kind of like one of two champions that Solbert can play. I know a lot of people say that the Soraka is kind of slept on. Not only for support, but also for solo lanes, primarily the mid lane, but probably not going to be the case with the Orianna. However, though, still very powerful in the support role. It is very player dependent, though, since you do have to manage your starfalls pretty well. Positioning is pretty key because if someone picks a hook champion against you or an engaged champion, then you have to kind of tiptoe around those ranges. But there is a high reward.
Right, and ISU, they answered that one with Caitlyn, so a champion that'll be relatively safe from poke and be able to dish out a bit of their own. And realistically, we've got one bot laner, the mid laners, and probably the junglers here. I mean, there's a chance that Trundle goes top, but so far through the first half of the draft, how are these team compositions taking shape? What would you like to see these teams at?
Well, when I look at ISU Diamond, you have the Caitlyn, you have the Victor, you have the Trundle. These are all great picks for just setting up a very general siege because we know Caitlyn great at taking down towers with that long auto attack range. Victor has that insane wave clear, has the extra just damage to take down turrets when you do build that Lich Bane. And then you have the Trundle for extra peel, whereas We Love Solbert, they got a little bit of a wombo combo going on here. You got the Ori plus Hecarim combo. We'll see where else they want to go with this because there are other ways you can take this draft for We Love Solbert and ISU Diamond as well. Sivir would be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do big things in team fights, giving everybody a movement speed boost is probably fine. I want to talk about a little bit about the Nautilus pick because it felt like ISU Diamond, it was exactly what they were missing with their composition. It felt like the team was a little run at you, but now with the Nautilus, they have some opportunities that they can make happen.
It definitely helps them with the engage that they were kind of lacking. I don't like it as much of a pairing with the Caitlyn because the Caitlyn, while lane dominant, is not like the all-in sort of lane dominant. She's more the hey, we're just gonna harass you, and then I usually win by taking more plates, by taking more CS than you. Of course, the traps, if you are able to combo them with the Nautilus CC, can be pretty damn potent here, Yanni.
Yeah, it's Yanni. Yeah, it's no big deal. Listen,
Yeah,
you know how many times I have that happen to me when I'm working so many times.
it's okay. People mispronounce my name all the time. Are they like, "Are you Go for I know?" I'm like, sure, we'll roll with that.
Oh no, man, you gotta dish out the corrections here. We Love Solbert. Their last two picks, they've gone for that Sivir as we alluded to, along with the Gnar. This is a very easy to execute composition. They are looking to make kills happen in the fights.
Yeah, more or less. Very big team fighting composition here. Definitely a little bit on the shorter range. Orianna, very mid-range mage. Sivir, while yes, the boomerang and the boomerang blades can give her that backline access, can give her that long range access. 500 auto attack range does not mean you're going to be getting that extra boost to hit the backline. Of course, you will have backline access if you time the Mega Gnar, if you time the Hecarim charge on in. So definitely a strong team fighting comp here. Like you said, Yanni, biggest concern might be just a little bit of that range here for We Love Solbert.
Right. Although Soraka can kind of solve any problems that you bring to the lane with range at the very least. And Sivir seems to be fairly decently protected against the ISU team composition, which really looks like it's just trying to do the opposite of what Solbert's trying to do. They want to make pick plays happen.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, which is really weird because when I saw it initially, Caitlyn, Victor, Trundle, it's like, yeah, that's pretty front to backy. That's pretty siege heavy. And then all of a sudden you get the Nautilus Nocturne, and it's like, alright, this is a pick comp now. Gonna work pretty damn well for picking off people. Of course, both Caitlyn and Victor can work in pick comps decently well. If not their biggest claim to fame, Yanni, but they can't make it work at the very least. And in Glacial, I want to see and be very proactive with this composition. You've got to pull the trigger more or less whenever you see a straggler here on We Love Solbert. Just pop a button, maybe pop 2 buttons, take someone off the map, translate that into objective, and then go from there.
Yeah, harkening back to your idea about the pick composition, I suppose every pick composition does need to have damage, and that's where
Yeah,
the Caitlyn and the Victor are going to slot in. It just feels like they were going one way, and they tried to like swerve their draft around a little bit here. I don't know. Is it going to work? Is it like make like when you are painting and you mix two colors that you think shouldn't go together, and then you get brown, and then you're like,
Oh
well, I'm
god.
definitely not Van Gogh for a reason, right?
Yeah. Van Gogh for Reno.
You
Artist alias.
need a Van Gogh somewhere else with that pun, my guy.
Hey,
Eh.
it sounded like you're kind of saying it because you're like, I ain't Van Gogh for a reason. I'm like, oh, go for.
Yeah,
But
I mean, listen, that was the listen. I work on levels, right? There's a bunch of staircases here. We're on our MC Escher type stuff. I'm not, dude. I've never made so many art-related jokes slash puns in such a short amount of time. That is not my area of expertise. Do not ask me anything about art. I was even bad at macaroni art in elementary school.
oh man, like okay, macaroni art. The barrier for being good at it is whether or not your parents hung it on the fridge. If your parents did not hang it on the fridge, then yeah, you're kind of a pissed little rando.
Yeah, my parents did not hang the macaroni art on
Oh,
the fridge. Yeah, that
Kaiser.
my mother kept this nice little it's like a ceramic plate, I guess. I don't know, that it was like had my handprint on it. It was painted. It was I went young me was like, this is the best thing I've ever done. And sometimes I look at it, I'm like, bro, I just want to kind of like break this thing. Like this is terrible.
Yeah, yeah. Too sentimental for parents though, because if you break it, they'll fix it, and you'll go. "Mm, no, it looks even worse."
Yeah, we'll see if any of these team compositions will break beneath the immense weight of what the other team brings to the table. We are in the spectator delay, so we are going to go to a very short break. But when we return, we will be bringing you all the action from Game 1 between We Love Solbert, the Scaling Edition, and ISU GE Diamond. Do not go anywhere because, I mean, you got to give these teams time to scale. So, you wanna just stay here. Alrighty, everybody, we have returned. We are here on the Rift for the first game between We Love Solbert, the Scaling Edition, and ISU G&E Diamonds. We Love Solbert out on the blue side and ISU G&E out on the red side. And Gopher, let me tell you, last week, We Love Solbert, they took a win over Goth Boy Click, and they are looking for win number 2 on the year.
Yeah, I assume most teams getting on the Rift are usually looking for a dub. I think there would be some admin intervention and some rulebooks being brought up if people were intentionally trying not to win. See if this does work out, though. There is a ward here, and there is not a Solbert in the brush. They are going to spot this ward from Glacial.
Give him the gold.
Yeah, the biggest thing from this, though, is that this should give We Love Solbert the information that they're trying to invade, and at least mostly on the bot side. As we can see, we see Jalingo and Benoina. I should have asked him how to pronounce these names beforehand.
Oh my god.
Like, they're all from Risen. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know people from Risen. I don't know all the people from Risen. It's a 3,000 person server, so I guess it's kind of expected. Either way, though, it lets the top jungle duo of We Love Solbert go in, drops a nice deep little vision to track where Kitty is going to be as it's not.
Oh my god. Here we go, baby. We're starting things up. Red buff getting started up for both sides, and it looks like both junglers, they're just going to be ships passing the night here. And it looks like, yeah, I mean, both of them just want to hit level 6, right? That's just the game plan this early on.
Yeah, Hecarim does not have to power farm to level 6 at the very least, since you do have that devastating charge. That's a good hook.
Oh, that's a devastating hook. Solbert had to burn the barrier, the heal taken by Final Ninja, to great effect there. And great way to start this bot lane if you are ISU G&E and Hell with the big hook. And we did say that Caitlyn wasn't going to take the lane that way, but it looks like they have. Big engagement time.
Especially when you land a level 1 hook like that, because there was literally no expectation for that. And now we're just seeing Solbert. I want to throw out all those boomerang blades to CS, which is a very costly way to farm. That is a very mana-intensive ability. Not the most mana-intensive at level 1, but since you tend to max it, and it's like 110 mana at rank 5, it chooses your mana. You know,
yeah, I mean, you love when it hits, but you hate looking at your mana pool when you throw it. It's the ultimate regret. It's like the guilty pleasure of League.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Solbert using the spell shield there for the mana. Because a lot of the potency for the Sivir versus Nautilus is the fact that when you spell shield the Nautilus hook, the dredge line, Nautilus only gets part of the way to you. So there's still some distance between you and that big Colossus.
The Bungus. You call him by his real name.
That big chungus of the deep here that is Hell. And, oh, wait, flash in the bot lane. Oh, no, that was in the mid lane.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, Hell trying to make life hell for the side of We Love Solbert. And, I mean, when your junglers are just going to farm until level 6, I mean, somebody's got to step up, and Nautilus is determined, it's my time.
Especially since we saw Motel Fox back here as the Caitlyn. That's, like, one of the biggest signs for these roaming hook supports to just go, alright, I'm going to walk mid lane and throw something out. Oh, alright, maybe it's not a power farm to 6 angle here. We have to watch for the spell shield already used.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, whiff there by Hell. However, the root does land. Does Soraka have the healing? Not quite. It's going to be first blood going over to Riddy. Solbert the first to fall. And while I'm proud of Solbert for playing not Jinx and not Soraka, maybe that's why. No offense, Solbert. We love Solbert.
We love Solbert's scaling. Shit. But,
He's scaling.
Yeah, Solbert probably should have just immediately flashed the Nocturne Fear there. Just get out of range for that, then you spell shield the Nautilus hook from Hell. Because then the Nautilus is only part of the way between you and themselves, really. Hold that thought, because we do have a bit of a loop around here from Jalingo.
Oh my god, so much early damage out of this Hecarim, but Metellus is going to be able to find the kill onto Solbert. 0-2 on that 80 carry. but Jalingo looks like they might be able to pick up the Hecarim, staying in front wisely. The hook lands onto the Hecarim, not what Hell had in mind, but Jalingo, one of the best junglers in the league for a reason.
And as arguably the most powerful jungler in the meta now, especially since Xin Zhao got nerfed, but even before then, Hecarim was probably the strongest in the game. It's also the more offensive Hecarim here, not the phase rush full tank Hecarim that we have been seeing in Pro. It is the much more manly, so to speak, Conqueror plus, I'm assuming, the Divine Sunderer here, but could be Triforce. We have been seeing a bit of Triforce. Either way, though, 2 kills worth of participation for this Hecarim. You at least get 2 assists for Solbert here. Yeah, Solbert goes down, but you're like, it's something.
Right, and, you know, in actuality, Solbert is going to be useful through their usage of the ultimate in the later stages of the game. Jalingo had headed up to the top lane after killing the bot lane, but was unable to have anybody in the area to help him out with the Drake, so therefore, ISU, they do manage to pick up the first Drake of the game, the Infernal Drake, adding a little bit of spice to their attacks.
And they're gonna pretty much appreciate that when you have this Caitlyn, you have this Victim, you have this Nocturne. Not the big... Oh, okay, that's a good hook, but yeah, not a lot of follow-up without that Ignite. Okay.
Oh my god. Trundle dealing so much damage after using the subjugation on the Hecarim, but it runs out. So Hecarim will be able to walk it out. Nara trying to turn this around, goes into Mega, lands the stun. It doesn't look like they've got the damage, though, as Hecarim really can't walk back into that one. So Hankster will be able to walk it out with burning his ghosts. Nara having to burn the flash. A solid gank overall for Jalingo, but you want a little bit more there.
Especially since you had a banana.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Benion?
Nar.
It's such a weird thing.
Say it with me.
Okay.
Nar.
Oh,
coming to the bot lane.
Be
Ricky from out of nowhere. They're going to find 1. They are going to find 2. Oh, that's pretty big. Nocturne going 3-0 in the early stages of the game, and once you get that first ultimate off and you get a play like that, it's such a huge confidence booster. They really have their work cut out for them against Jalingo in the jungle, and so far they are making their mark on this game.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Very, very accelerated already with that Iron Spike Whip, with the 3 kills, with a pretty decent amount of CS to boot here as well, Yanni. It's going to be spooky because they will get their first mythic here before the next dragon, bar any pure shenanigans, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure. I assume next dragon's within a few minutes. That should be enough time to finish off what I'm guessing is the Strikebreaker that has been popping up in prominence once again on the Nocturne, because you ult on top of someone, you get that juicy slow, it guarantees the fear. But hey. Oh, Strikebreaker, let's go.
Oh, ain't nobody gonna break my stride. Ain't nobody gonna slow me down. Well, I just hope I didn't, like copyright strike us or anything like that.
Copyright. That's the thing with copyright strike algorithms. Like, they're so vicious, and like with songs especially, because it's much easier to fully detect a song compared to like if you're say you're pirating a movie and streaming it on twitch.tv. Hold that thought, because we do have a bit of a gang shaping up here in the bot lane.
You telling me that you're trying to pirate stuff and, watch it on Twitch? Jalingo showing up to the bottom lane, clearing out some pinks. Riddy, though, waiting in the wings. They will have that ultimate available very shortly, so we could see some fireworks, as you mentioned. Dragon coming up in about 2 minutes, and listen, I think Riddy wants a piece of Jalingo here, just in the area, driving him off the pink as well. Just showing how strong this Nocturne is in the early going. Jalingo really doesn't want any part of it.
It makes sense here, because you have this super damn strong Nocturne. Why don't you flex it just a little?
Yeah, make something happen here.
I mean, they kind of already did with that double kill ulti bot lane, the first ult of the game. Props to Kitty for that.
Right. It feels like you want a little bit more though. Like they're in a nice slightly
You
advantaged
want them to
position.
double kill bot
Yeah,
lane.
you wanna put the you wanna put the boot on the throat early,
Yeah,
and
you want to pop the first ulti and then make their Nexus explode.
yeah, exactly. That's it. You want to ulti to the Nexus. Listen, this is
Technically, you
this is the
could.
high level analysis you'll get here.
That is true.
The Blue Otter League. We do see another engagement to the bot lane, as we alluded to. Riddy on a rampage. They do not love Solbert, man. The only thing they love about Solbert is the gold that he gives. 0, 4, and 2. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, the Trundle trying to do everything they can to stay alive. The subjugation goes down. They're going to heal just enough off of this Gnar and get them just enough resistances to keep them alive, but they're being heavily harassed under this turret.
And one fell. Okay.
Got him.
Kill. One more auto.
Oh, there we go. That's a solo kill up top for the Gnar, with opening up a bit of a CS lead. They do get one back for the side of We Love Solbert, and after the rough early goings, it's nice to at least get one back somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see if that can translate here towards this next dragon that just spawned in. You do have this ahead Gnar. Will be able to prep the Gnar bar, so to speak, here for this dragon, but it looks like We Love Solbert not really wanting to contest Glacial Esports around this dragon. Makes sense. You are at a disadvantage when you look. There's a Stridebreaker Nocturne, a Gale Force Caitlyn here. The difference between having components and so someone having a full mythic, pretty damn huge, to say the least.
Listen, components, not mythic. Mythic items, mythic. You know?
Oh, here's a bit of a gank.
It's just math.
Subjugate.
Coming from behind, Jalingo flying in, and this Trundle is in a bad way here, unable to get to the Gnar. Jalingo picking up number 2 of the game for them. But with their attention in the top lane, the bot lane is able to just bang on this turret more and more, looking for a third plate for the side of Metellus and Hell. And Nocturne's still just hovering around in the area. It's just the ever-present threat. However, the Rift Herald was taken by the side of We Love Solbert. They've dropped it in the top lane, looking to get the first turret.
Be able to get the first turret here. But Paranoia is available in here for this Nocturne. Good hook. Paranoia, this should be, easy peasy.
Yeah. See you later. And Solbert, the Ignite, ticking away. It's another kill. Give a 5th over to Nocturne and give Nautilus their first of the game. They put in a whole lot of work. But in this top lane, that one turret goes down, the second charge comes off. That means the gold lead is still even here.
Oh.
Ooh, Shockwave burnt in the mid lane. Solo the minions doing just enough to be able to take out High Legacy. We didn't talk much about the mid lane, but now we are finally starting to see the fireworks as Earl King gets a solo kill.
Because if we look at it... Oh?
No shot.
Onslaught of Shadows is available. There is a subjugate this time, though, for our boy Hankster. So, not going to be as easy as last time if they do commit to it, but they definitely can if they do so please. They do not so please. Thing is, though, if we look at Glacial Esports, yes, they've gotten a lot of kills here, Yanni, but We Love Solbert have tied it up across the map, and all the deaths on We Love Solbert are technically in the bot lane, so the soul laners and this jungler here for We Love Solbert, they're doing fine and dandy, even, or they are ahead.
Right, and, Solbert, regardless of how poor they've been doing so far, they're going to have the ultimate available. That ultimate is going to give the team some quantifiable movement speed for these big team fights they want to make happen. And they want to make another fight happen up here in the top lane, as flying in is Jalingo. Hankster under the turret, nowhere to go. They'll get a plate for their troubles, but it will be another kill going over to this Gnar, 2-0-1. And the top side of We Love Solbert starting to look scary, double Trinity Forces.
Yep, that's a lot of damage.
Tons of damage, one might call it.
Tons of damage, yeah. That's the saying. I think they added that as part of the description. Yep. I don't know. It's an Easter egg somewhere in the game. Either way, though, double Triforce. You now have your Gale Force here, at least for Solbert. So they'll be at least able to get that little bit of dash away to escape a hook here and there. And this should be big here at this next dragon at about 140. Rift Herald's not going to be on the board here before them. which is usually a bit of a big power pick because you drop the Rift Herald in a lane, it pressures the enemy team. Hey, answer this Herald, or it will just kind of knock down a turret and a half, maybe 2 turrets if you're lucky. The enemy team has to go, okay, but there's none of it this time around here, Yanni, and you're gonna have to take a look here at the big power spikes before this dragon and what the teams really want to do to set up for it. Right now, we love Solbert. They have the vision advantage in the river, but plenty of time still for Glacial Esports to make their mark on the river.
Right, and we were talking, as you were talking about power spikes, Orianna's still missing a mythic right now, as up in the top lane, Hangster getting solo turret gold, which is kind of surprising given that they have the CS lead over the Victor and the solo kill, but Orianna opted into boots pretty early. That's really nice. Up in the top lane, Riddy using their ultimate to get over the wall. It's going to be a flash from the Gnar, and the Gnar trying to kite this one out. They did get the ultimate from Soraka. They are desperately trying to kite. Ace in the hole brings them very low. Can they get out? No, there's the healing. He's got to get out of there. Gnar backed into a corner, but Solbert caught from the side, and here comes the knockup onto the Gnar. The Gnar will fall as well. In the bottom lane, High Legacy gets shockwaved onto, and Jalingo diving the turret. They are going to use their ultimate to avoid getting stunned, and that was absolutely huge for the side of ISU, even though they lose a member down in the bot lane. But they've got the man advantage, and it looks like they could put themselves on Soul Point early.
Yeah, that is the power of when you pick up those first 2 dragons pretty early. Jalingo not going to have access to that Onslaught of Shadows, like you said, for a potential hop over the wall into the steal. Gonna have to just run on in, but thanks to the Ocean Rift, has this extra zone here. There's the teleport, but does not go in fast enough. Here's the fight.
Oh, Hell getting very low. Hangster low as well. Metellus trying to cut it out. Earl King finding the kill. Here comes High Legacy with the teleport in. Gnar trying to push forward. He's onto the back line. He's being killed before they can go Omega. That is massive there. As ISU gets away with one, they are able to put their focus in the right spots and get out alive.
Woo! Really close though. Had we seen that Mega Gnar transform here for Benoina?
That's what you get for going Trinity Force.
Yeah,
I mean, Trinity Force is like the pick, right? But like, a little bit more tank stats. I mean, maybe you survive that, but Trinity Force is obviously the pick, right?
I think so.
I don't know more than I do.
I don't know. Gnar mythics are kind of all over the place because of the fact you're picking Gnar for Mega Gnar and not really Mini Gnar usually. But you're usually stuck as Mini Gnar. It leaves you in a weird place where you can't really buy the mythics for Mega Gnar. But then if you buy the mythics for Mini Gnar, when you become Mega Gnar, the reason why you pick the Gnar, it feels really, really janky.
Yeah, you have to balance those fights on a knife's edge. Riddy going seriously deep for this one. Earl King getting taken very low, but Jalingo was in the area to back them all off. Soraka Wish is out and burnt, and Jalingo looking for the re-engage. They are going to try to find the kill. They find the kill on the mid laner and the jungler, and now Hell in a whole lot of trouble. He's got 4 angry Solbert members chasing him down. Motelis is trying to kite it out, but is now landed on top of the jungler. Jalingo is going to manage to fall, but Motelis in a 3v1 trying desperately to kite it out, doing what they can. Solbert picking up a shutdown. It's a 4-for-1, and now the Gnar looking to make it a full ace, chasing down on to this Trundle. Is Trundle going to be able to get out? The Pillar of Filth is there. They will be able to disengage, but after the strong start for ISU, WLS, we love Solbert. They are coming back into this one.
And it happens because Kitty goes in with that paranoia, not able to finish off a target, which is kind of really crucial, because then off the back end of it, we can see how long it really takes here for the very fed bot lane that is Motels and Hell to just come on up, start participating in that fight. During that entire time, we see the Victor, we see the Nocturne kind of just getting wheeled away on here, Yanni, and let's wheel up Solbert, get some pretty important kills here. That big shutdown on the Nocturne, you finally get 2 kills going towards the Sivir for Solbert, who was, to put mildly, having an absolute terrible time in that bot lane. I'm at least feeling a little bit better with that 2-6-4 scoreline. Technically positive now, and we love Solbert. Technically in the lead here, but it's more of a we've evened out the game.
Yeah, Solbert evolving from caster minion to actual champion at this point in the game after picking up those 2 kills, working on their second item. There is a looming threat here. While We Love Solbert has started to take these fights, there is that Ocean Soul that's going to be up in less than 2 minutes, and they're going to have to fight for that one because I'm not sure if they have enough burst damage to outdamage the sustain that ISU would get if they were to take this next dragon.
Let's see, because tricky one to say the very least. We Love Solbert, much more powerful point if they are to go for this.
Yeah, they all got mythics. I mean, that's a moon. Fine, Ninja had the Moonstone Renewer for a little bit, but when you got 5 mythics, you're pretty happy to take any fight at this point. But the game is still so tight. Like, these teams very evenly matched.
Yeah, although if we see ISU Diamond pick up this Dragon Soul here, well, that's gonna give them a stupid dummy gold lead here, Yanni, because already with the 3 dragons, that's a bunch of stats that probably are giving them, I want to say, maybe about 1,000, 1,500 gold lead here. That's just me completely winging some numbers. But if they do get the soul, every soul in general is worth, like, at the very least 10,000-ish gold in stats when you count the other dragons you pick up with it. So if they grab that, there's technically a massive gold lead in this game. But if they don't grab that, we'll have to just wait and see until the next dragon.
Right, and realistically, We Love Solbert, if they manage to take this one, now you're playing the scaling game, but I'm not sure if they're going to outscale ISU. We're going to see some posturing go on here, because the Gnar has teleported in, and that Gnar bar is prepped and ready to go.
We do have Hankster up in the top lane, though, with this item.
All right, Metellus is taking a whole lot of damage. Here comes the teleport.
Oh,
Gnar on the backside. That's a 3-man ultimate. Huge shockwave. There's the wombo combo that we were talking about in the pregame. Jalingo on the back line, running roughshod. The horse mango clip clop. Metellus is going to be able to find the kill, but on the other side of the fight, Solbert trying to do what they can. It's a big kite there, and Earl King able to help out their AD carry. It is a 3-for-1 in favor of We Love Solbert, and they are looking to take their first strike of the game, but Metellus might have something to say about it.
Metellus can say there is no smite here, so technically this is a 50-50. Might not be a 50-50 if they die here. The flash over the wall from Solbert to help.
Not anymore. Wise flash there from Solbert. Their life for the team, the life and Solbert of this team, one might call them. And all of a sudden, We Love Solbert, they've started to edge out a little bit of a gold lead, and they looked massively strong in that fight.
Yeah, it all started off with that beautiful flash Gnar ulti here from Benoina, because when you lock up 4 members against the wall, Yanni, and you have that Onslaught of Shadows, when you have that command Shockwave to follow up, you're in for a world of hurt, to say the very least, and We Love Solbert able to follow up magnificently on that. And able to stall out the potential soul here, at least for now, from ISU Diamond. Another beautiful Gnar ulti. There is backup this time, so they can look for some more schmoves.
Yep, Jalingo trying to make the schmoves happen. And the damage is just too great right now. Gnar getting credit for that one. Ace in the hole flying through, and the flash burnt by Final Ninja means Solbert is the straggler, will be taken down. It's a 6th kill for this Nocturne, and the Baron has been started by ISU. They've recognized they're behind, and they see their moment.
Yeah, that, and it helps that Jalingo showed up in the bot side as this hack room. Of course, with the time it took. Oh, wait, you don't want to be walking into range like that there, Motel.
Uh-oh, here comes the Heck Room as well. Onto the back line, it's a double fear, but they get feared themselves. It's a double kill for Earl King, and there's another kill going over to Jalingo.
Dissonances.
This is absolutely massive. Orianna has gotten to the point in the game where they are dealing tons of damage. They don't even have a Trinity Force. 7-0-6. They have absolutely dogged their lane opponent in the team fighting phase of the game. ISU solo lanes have not come to play. Meanwhile, We Love Solbert, they are looking to take the Baron. Riddy does not have a flash. They do have their ultimate available, but no vision. They will have to walk away. This is the Baron for We Love Solbert.
Alright, We Love Solbert. Pick up this Baron. It's on all 5 members since Solbert was able to spawn during that time here.
Soraka getting the kill too. Extra gold in the pocket.
I mean,
Not that you really
Soraka with gold is actually pretty damn pog. At least
Yep.
for the first few items, because once you get more healing and shielding power on that champion, that's pretty damn poggers, to say the least. But We Love Solbert definitely going to be in the driver's seat now. They stopped the Soul. They're able to get that huge fight off the back of Earl King Shockwave there. And now they can look to really just blow open this gold lead here, Yanni, and crack open a few cold ones with the boys, aka turrets.
And the boys, they are here. They are ready to crack open the cold ones, as you said. Real quick, though, look at the disrespect that Final Ninja has toward High Legacy. They've gone for the armor boots because the Victor just does nothing. The entire threat is on Caitlyn and the Nocturne. And the first cold one is under siege. Crack that one open, baby. As some more gold over to the side of We Love Soul. All right. Hangster joining the party, wasn't invited though, and Nara looking to take out the trash. But tell us so well, but the one auto is going to be there. Soulbird though, giving their life for it. Big fight though, as Jalingo taking a whole lot of damage, has to walk away from that. Earl King trying to pump out all the damage in the bottom lane. It's the Gnar getting the kill. Earl King does not have the shockwave available, but they are a nuisance with these QW combos as the inhibitor turret in the mid lane now under siege. And realistically speaking, High Legacy does not have the damage to shove them off. High Legacy does not have the HP to live. And it's a huge kill there, as now the base has been completely broken open. They can start getting some sweet time with the inhibitors, and Gnar continuing to push in the bot lane.
Yeah, it looked potentially a little sussy there at first for We Love Solbert, since they did kind of trade a kill there, 80 carry for 80 carry, but with the Baron buff, with the continued command attack into command dissonances here from Earl King, they're able to secure another kill or two and secure that inhibitor as well. That will give them so much map pressure for this dragon spawning in less than a minute, Yanu, because you know ISU Diamond are going to want to fight tooth and nail to grab that soul, but they're going to have to deal with that constant push. They're going to have to deal with being on the back foot now. Not as even of a fight as we saw last time, gold-wise.
Right, and you know, it does present interesting options here. Is ISU going to just try to get vision down and just say, all right, Riddy, this is all on you, ultimate in and get the steal, or are they going to try to pick a fight?
Let's see. I mean, they certainly can look for a fight here.
I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, this gold lead is just growing to be so massive, and they're getting stat checked at this point, Gopher. I don't know, man. What's the option here? Like, how is this team going to come back into the game? You're the coach right now. What's the call?
I mean...
Well, never mind. The dragon's gone, so...
Yeah. I mean,
the call is to give, apparently.
Composition. On the opposite side, we do see Hangster running these inhibitor turrets, so I guess he can work this split push. Oh, Lord. But, look at this pick composition. As soon as someone... Okay.
Oh, the Gnar is just doing so much right now. Hangster knows all they can do is get damage on the turret. They will fall. Jalingo onto the back line, trying to cause a lot of discourse in the backside. The heals go out, though, but there's a turret in between them and the rest of the team. There were no minions. They just went in for it and will die. Now the ultimate from the Nocturne goes down. However, they get rooted up and they are killed. Earl King 8-0-8 on this Orianna. Absolutely massive. Gnar from the backside. They're going to be able to take out that Nautilus. It's the kill going over to Solbert, though. And the team is just way too strong at this point. Orianna is the one you need to kill, and they are relatively untouched in these fights.
Yeah. I mean, 809 usually hints at being relatively untouched. Solo kill, not quite.
Gnar just barely surviving. Bottom inner turret going down. Bottom inhibitor turret is next. Let me tell you, they're cracking open all the tall boys tonight. That one will fall as well. The inhibitor going to be under siege now. It looks like the team is waffling on whether or not they want to go for it. Earl King, they're like, hey, I got the shockwave. Let's make a play. See you later, Caitlyn. They're going to fall. But the rest of the team has respawned. ISU, they have to try to get something here. They are going to be able to find the Gnar, but nobody else, as the rest of Solbert's squad will be able to walk it out here. The base in shambles for ISU.
Yeah, as there is one classic statistic from League of Legends, which is when you're down an inhibitor, your chances of winning go down by a pretty damn decent amount. When you're down 2 inhibitors, though, your chances of winning are like kind of pretty damn close to zero. There's single percent range here, and the fact that you're going to be having to deal with those double supers while another dragon comes up, while another baron comes up, while your top lane turret's under siege, it kind of makes for a really hard time here. And ISU Diamond, they're kind of running out of options to make a pick here because We Love Solbert mostly grouping as 4 here with Benoina in the side lane. So ISU Diamond, you got to pull the trigger and you got to pull it quick.
I mean, realistically speaking, they might have a trigger to pull, but they have no bullets to send. Metellus is just doing everything that they can, but they're getting blown up instantly. You know, they don't have the super mobility like some other champions do. High Legacy has been, for lack of a better word, invisible this game, it feels like. I mean, maybe you just scale, you give away the objectives until it's time for soul and scale and hope it's enough. But now Riddy trying to make a play onto the Soraka. Soraka taking an ace in the hole, but they're going to be able to get out Jalingo with no ultimate, no engage tool for that Hecarim. But somehow I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. In the bottom lane now, the big bunguses, they're banging on each other trying to make a play happen. Motellus walks up to a horse and gets kicked in the teeth. Down you go. And all of a sudden, Trundle trying to make it happen on the top side of the fight. Riddy, High Legacy, and Hell, they are running scared, but the Horseman coming through. Horseman cometh with a shockwave. High Legacy falls. Noir on the bottom side, they turn the fight. Everything just not going the way of ISU. Hell will be the next to fall. You know they got nowhere to go. The damage is way too strong. 8-0 and 13 on Earl King. 9-3 and 12 on Jalingo. The last inhibitor is in their sights.
They don't even need the damn last inhibitor here with these death timers, with the supers marching on in here.
Yeah, they're going for it.
No, you could just end here. You got 2 supers here. I mean, what's this Nocturne gonna do here for Kitty?
Ready. See you later. Gets a boulder thrown at him. Metellus just going to watch the base crumble. They're going to get jumped on by an R. They're going to die as well. Another death. Blood for the Blood God. And We Love Solbert. They are the scaling edition for a reason. A little bit of a rough early game, but they scaled very well, and they are going to take game 1.
Yeah, definitely was a scaling thing. A little bit behind early on, then the mid came. Then the mid game came, and then the scaling came on in, and I guess yeah, they done outscaled 33-16. They take it in 32 minutes here, Yanni, and they're now up 1-0 in the series. See if they can take the dub home in the next game, or if ISU Diamond can bring it back, because ISU Diamond, they did have that early game for a reason. There was a 4-0 Nocturne. There's a pretty damn well fed bot lane. See if they're able to transition that.
Yeah, that is a very good point, but I mean the solo laners just has such a hard time. I don't know. What would you do here? How is there going to change focus maybe? Try to pay more attention to the solo lanes? I mean, Motellus was able to get ahead, but the rest of We Love Solbert were just way too strong, so the Caitlyn really wasn't able to do anything. What's the call here? Are they gonna? You think it's a better option to just go and be like, hey, I'm gonna help with the solo laners a little bit more, do your own thing in the bot lane, or what?
A lot of it I feel is like you can give the soul laners a little bit more attention, but focusing on bot lane is honestly fine. A lot of it was just like the soul laners kind of just letting themselves get solo killed here and there. Wasn't the most common thing. It wasn't like they were respawning then immediately dying to a solo kill, but they were at least dying like here and there, Yanni, which is something that you can avoid, especially on picks like the Victor, who has the ranged wave clear, especially as the Trundle, who should have that really strong 1v1, who has that sustain. A little bit unfortunate, to say the least, and I want to see if ISU Diamond can, I guess, patch up their solo lane play.
And, you know, another question that I have is we criticized the last 2 picks in the draft a little bit. It felt like ISU Diamond, they had some identity and then opted to go in a different direction from it. And I'm not sure if it really helped the team composition. They were kind of in the middle of a composition that wanted to engage and the middle of one that wanted to make picks happen. It looks like it negatively affected them on the Rift.
In the long run, yeah. Sweet.
Welcome back in, everybody, to week 3 of the Blue Otter League, their Diamond League. We got a heck of a matchup brewing already between We Love Solbert and ISU G&E Diamond. We Love Solbert, after a bit of a rough early game and putting Solbert in the dirt, the rest of the team rallied around the heart and soul of the team and said, hey, only we can beat up Solbert, not you. And then they proceeded to beat up the rest of ISU Diamond. So we will have to see how the drafts shake out, because ISU Diamond, we had some... we didn't mince words about their draft. We had some issues with it last time out. Things looking a little bit different here, as they've already opted into a first pick Graves.
Yeah, I mean, Graves, kind of an obnoxious champion, kind of an overpowered champion. I have some very kind, not very stream-friendly words to say about Graves, given how he's always prominent in the meta, it feels. Either way, though, very strong B1 pick lock-in here. Most likely going to the top lane, but can still be flexed to the jungle here and be that menace in either role. Diana locked in here for We Love Solbert. That kind of hints at towards potentially Yasuo mid lane here, because we know that Diana Yasuo still a pretty damn popular combo, but we have been seeing the Diana more and more without the Yasuo these days, given the fact that Yasuo not doing too hot in the mid lane right now.
Hey, listen, I just casted a game yesterday where Yasuo mid lane got 18 kills. Anything can work at this level of play. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, you're right. You're right. It's just definitely not as good. I do wonder if ISU Diamond fell into the trap of going, hey, we're going to big brain and use a 4th ban as our first pick. Because, that's a jungler that Jalingo really likes to play, and they just did not want to give it away. As you touched upon, Diana Ashe, the selection, and the ban's not looking too different, really, for either side, although ISU, they determined that they are not interested in playing Victor, so they elected to ban it away this time. And that was where the Graves was left open. It was the same bans from the side of We Love Solbert, except they swapped a Zillion for a Jhin that was left open, but not picked up by ISU. Ezreal Karma. I mean, there's not too much to say about that lane.
Yeah, it's basically like a kind of pokey, kind of fairly safe lane. It's not the most threatening lane when it comes to all ins. You'll be like, ow, please stop poking me. But, okay, we saw the Blitzcrank covered, not completely locked in here, which does make sense. Yes, the Blitzcrank absolutely destroys the Karma, but the Ezreal also absolutely destroys the Blitzcrank, because you can buffer the hook with that Arcane Shift. It's also really, really damn easy to do so instead. It might just be the Timothy Kench here in the bot lane. Could still be top lane, though.
Yeah. Timothy Kench, not Thomas Kench?
I like saying Timothy Kench. Mostly because me and my high school friends, instead of saying like, so whenever we play League of Legends, we had one friend who'd go like, "Team, where's my team?" Whenever he dies solo, which we eventually shortened to Tim, and then Tom Kench came out, so we started naming Timothy Kench.
Tim Kench?
Timothy Kench.
Timothy Kench.
Just rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah, that is the lock-in, and they're going to be trying to protect Solbert. I would imagine. Obviously, you mentioned it could be flex to the top lane. It's not something that really gets too much attention top lane anymore. But listen, this is a team that sims for Solbert. There's no surprise that this is probably a Tom Kench support, as the Aatrox finally gets locked in for We Love Solbert, and that is going to put the kibosh on that Tom Kench top lane. The bans for We Love Solbert in the second half, they got rid of the Volibear and the Ornn. On the other side, ISU, they wanted no part of this Gnar, and the auction gone as well. All right, so that was a Karma flex.
Okay. Not something we really see as much this season. Of course, soloing Karma has been a thing we have seen in the past. Just not really as much this season. It's been very focused towards the bot lane. You take the common for heavy poke in lane, you grab the Moonstone, you transition towards kind of a shieldy, kind of a pokey support. But it's going to be the Karma mid here, Graves jungle, and then the Kled top, interestingly enough, because Kled top is actually a turbo counter to Aatrox, because when you throw out that bear trap on a rope, that is a 60% Grievous Wounds application to the champion that has like the highest base natural healing in their kit from all their abilities combined. So it's pretty devastating for the Aatrox, to say the least.
Right, and I mean, that is not really what you want to see. You imagine like, all right, what are they going to pick? I'm ready to get at him. And you see Kled and you just kind of like get really sad. Vagar, the final lock in here, looks like that one's gonna head over to Earl King. And I had some criticism for Earl King. I really did. It felt like they've just kind of been participating in their games outside of the first game of the season where they really came to play. But they shut me up last game. That huge Oriana performance, I am expecting something big on this Vagar. The problem is there's not too many people to burst. It's really just Karma. You're gonna have a hard time trying to lock down the Ezreal.
Yeah, definitely very hard to lock down the Ezreal. But the good thing about this Vigar pick here is that you throw up the cage, you can really just lock in these carries. Yes, the Ezreal can arcane shift out, but the Graves will be trapped there, the Karma will be trapped there, the Blitzcrank will be dissuaded from just literally running it down into your team. You will have a pretty damn free lane for the most part against that Karma. You will be able to stack up that passive, get a bunch of AP, pop some people with that skillful ultimate, as we like to call it in the AD carry business.
Primordial Burst.
Yeah, because it scales off of missing health, but turns
With the
out you
leap
only need to
on.
be missing about 10% of your health for it to do about 80% of your health, which is very skillful.
I don't understand why it scales off missing health because when you use it, you're
It
missing
used
all
to
your health
scale off
anyway.
your AP, which
Yes,
is
it
like
did.
so.
Yes, I love Vagar. I played him level 1 to level 30 religiously back in the day. But
Pretty
yeah,
decent.
again, missing health. Who cares? You're going to be missing your health when you get ulted anyway. You know, like it just doesn't matter at that point. I do like that they get a little bit more burst because Diana seems to have a fair amount of burst on them as well. So it seems like Wheel of Soulbert, their damage profile, and their tankiness as well. I really like it.
Definitely a very spread out composition here. They got the utility, they got the damage, they got the tankiness. Of course, it can be a little bit spread out here. You can argue, like, okay, maybe they're trying to do a little bit too much of one thing. But when you look at the side of ISU Diamond, then you go, all right, they're definitely very hard specking into the fact that we have this Ezra, we have this Graves, they're going to hard carry, we're going to start off fights with hooks, we're going to start off fights with the Colette pressing that charge button, and then we're going to blow up some people from there and see how it goes. But very physically reliant composition here from ISU Diamond might be a little bit of an issue when it comes to the later game.
Completely agree with that. The Karma, I mean, they're going to have to go full damage. And even then, the only damage you really get is going to be your Q. I mean, obviously, you'll have your corner cases where your tether is going to be really important. But if you're tethering to anybody on Wheel of Soulbert except for Ashe, you're kind of scared unless they're almost dead.
Yeah, definitely going to be a bit of a spooky sort of situation. Not the end of the world. I mean, when you look at Wheel of Solbert, they aren't the most tankiest. There's a support Tom Kinch, they'll probably be stacking armor, but that's a support. Okay, maybe there'll be a Zonia's, maybe there'll be a Tabias and a Death Stands for this Aatrox or Trox or
Yeah, he's Aatrox, but when he's chasing you down, he's Aatrox.
ah, ah.
He's at the very least going to be burly, we'll call it, right?
Yeah, not dummy thick, but at least a little thick.
Like 2 C's on that thick?
I don't know.
Thick with 2 C's, maybe?
Maybe.
Once you start getting, like, Tom Kench thick with 3 C's, that's
If it's
when you
top
really
playing Tom
start
Kench.
getting into it. Um, but yeah, it's the onus is going to be on ISU to kind of get an early game lead, even though their team seems to be, uh, I guess they have their late game scaling option, right? It is the Ezreal. They're just opting into their late game insurance policy.
And Ezreal does at least do a pretty decent amount of magical damage. And like I said, not the end of the world, not super tanks on the enemy team. So I see Diamond definitely not out of this. Like you said, they're going to really want that early lead. Will want to start off level 1 because you got that Blitzcrank. You're going to want to make that happen. You're going to want to make this top lane work out for you. Get those 1v1s because that's why you do pick the Kled into the Aatrox. You just turbo smurf on that champion. Hopefully you can get that lead and snowball it towards the rest of the lanes here.
We love Solbert needs to be careful for that level 1 invade. And just like in Ezreal staring down a Blitzcrank, we're going to Arcane shift away for a very short break as we have hit the spectator delay. Do not go anywhere because you do not want to miss the level 1 action because you know it's going to be pretty cool. It's ISU Diamond and we love Solbert for Game 2, meeting on the Rift in 3 minutes. Okay, maybe more than Welcome back, everybody. We have hit the rift finally. It was a little bit more than 3 minutes, I'm sorry. But we are finally here. Game 2 between We Love Solbert and ISU Diamond. ISU Diamond on the blue side this time around, while We Love Solbert is on the red side. And there's a Blitzcrank, and you know what a Blitzcrank means? Invade time.
Yeah, I mean, aren't invading level 1 with Blitzcrank.
Ooh.
I'm not going to say what are you doing wrong, because technically there are times where you don't invade as Blitzcrank, but god damn, this is some cheeky Nando and Orlando sort of stuff they're doing, like...
A little bit of a standoff here. Ooh, wee, wee,
yeah, because We Love Solbert, they got a hunch, and they should.
They know what's up.
This karma from
Scott. The karma. Here we go. Blitzcrank, land the hook. Blitzcrank, they're walking into it. Oh no, there's a lot of damage to the cage. Huge knock-up. Oh no! Absolute decimation. Benonia trying to find a way out of there. They will manage to survive. It's a double kill for that Diana. And now High Legacy in a lot of trouble. Solbert flashing over the wall, trying to slow up Riddy, but the quick draw a little too quick. High Legacy still trying to cut it out. Earl King's cage is going to be active at any moment. It's a flash, and there's another kill. Jalingo's on a killing spree. Jalingo has 3 kills at level 1. Earl King picks up 1. Absolute disaster for ISU Diamond.
All right, game's over.
Yep, call it. You know, 140.
I mean,
game time, game over, ban.
Look at Jalingo's inventory. First clear with the Hextech alternator, like,
dude.
And it's like, that was so close for ISU Diamond there, in all honesty. They took the long path around. They were not detected. Had it not been for Scott getting detected first and them just walking into that, that would have been fine. Probably could have gotten a pick. I mean, in another world, they could have sat in the Baron/Herald pit, throw out a hook. Maybe they grab someone over that wall, but that's not the case, though. And the Blitz hooketh and the Blitz taketh, I guess is the saying here, or moral of the story.
And let me tell you, Final Ninja needs to get some credit for that. Started with their knockup. It was absolutely massive. Couple that with the Aatrox as well. No chance for ISU Diamond. And now they're already behind the 8-ball. And, you know, after losing game 1, the mental damage is there. What do they have to do to right the ship?
Land some hooks. I mean, this top lane matchup still should go very well in your favor. Yep.
It looks like it is. Hankster picking up 1, getting 1 back finally for the boys. There's a hook onto Solbert. This game might not be over yet. The Ignite is down. High Legacy trying to find a kill, but Solbert able to walk out of there with their life. Both summoners down. Jalingo here in the mid lane. Scott is going to have to flash out, but you can just see all of the damage coming out this early from Jalingo. That Hextech alternator, I mean, they've got the car started.
Definitely, and one of the things here about this level 1 is that 3 of the 4 kills do go on to Jalingo, the jungler, who, as Diana, I mean, Diana, jungle, not necessarily known for having the strongest early game ganks, so it's not really focused into any of the lanes. So you can still make stuff happen here, technically. Gonna hurt a lot, though, with that Diana hitting 6 sooner, and we can see it hurts with that gank in the mid lane. No flash either for Scad means we could just see a repeat here in the mid lane. Hold that thought, though. A little bit of a gank maybe shaping up here in the bot lane. Red buff is available, hook is available, hook is no longer available, and
a minion.
Yep.
Pretty happy with that, I guess. Well, not too much that the Israel Blitzcrank lane can do except farm up. I mean, you know, they just don't have the damage, obviously, kind of behind things here. Although, you know, Ash wasn't able to convert any of the level 1 into any gold. Scott in a lot of trouble, nowhere to go. They're very low. Earl King going to flash forward, pick that one up. 5 kills for the battery of the mid jungle here. And this is shaping up to be a worse game than last for ISU Diamond.
Definitely so. Definitely is at least kind of over for the most part, but there still is a hope. There's a hope. Where there's a hook, there's a hope, and of course this top lane matchup should still be pretty damn one-sided, so can look to make the side lanes work here. Bot lane will require a bit of luck, but top lane, that should just be fully in your court here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Hankster doesn't get out of control, it's probably okay, as Final Ninja the target here. The thick skin up though, so they'll be able to walk out of there a-okay. But yeah, as you know, just to touch back upon it, as long as Hangster doesn't get out of control, things should be okay for We Love Solbert. Riddy really needs to help somebody out. This bot mid here, Karma already 0-2. And High Legacy and Hell, they're going to need some assistance, a little bit of extra oomph to take advantage of their hooks.
And that's another thing about the Graves jungle. Yes, you do turbo scale. Yes, you can power farm. But your gank's not really the strongest. Okay, that's good gauge.
So much damage. Scott healing up, though, because of the ultimate into Tether. But they're going to die anyway. Earl King picking up another kill. And now they finally have their ultimate available. This is going to get even worse for the side of ISU Diamond.
Yeah, definitely a little spooky.
It's a 3,000 gold lead.
6 minutes in, yeah. That's a bit of a game ender.
Well, this is a little bit of a world ender, but nothing happening for that Aatrox up there.
4 assists, I guess, from that level 1, but yeah. It's kind of surprising, despite that early solo kill here. After that, Hangster, not really been able to get too much going in this top lane, is technically down in health, is technically down in CS. I kind of want to see them just back here, then come back to lane with a big spike, and then go for that turbo YOLO play. Never mind that. Good root in the mid lane, but Cage says no.
He missed the Q. He couldn't see. Earl King in a lot of trouble trying to dance around the turret, but will fall. Riddy getting a big shutdown, but the dragon was taken by Jalingo, so first Drake of the game. Going over to the side of We Love Solbert.
And they have the Cloud Dragon. Gonna feel nice, I guess, for just zooming around the map.
Rolling around at the speed.
Probably the least liked dragon.
Yeah, it does so much damage at level 1 or early in the game. It's one of the dragons that deals the most.
Yeah, because it has a really high attack speed.
Right, so I never feel like it's worth it getting it like this early. Like I think Jalingo would definitely have been better served.
Gank? Okay,
yeah.
I'd love getting it this early though, because you back and then you get that extra move speed back to lane.
Yeah.
Right? If you're like a support or mid laner just roaming around, and then junglers absolutely love it because you're just moving out of combat all the time from camp to camp, and technically speeds up your clear.
That's fair. There's no argument that I could have there. You make great points. But, would Jalingo have been better served in the mid lane there? Yes.
Probably. Because then you could translate that to the dragon if you win that fight. But hey, you get an early dragon, you get a little bit of extra scaling, get that extra movement as well, which a lot of the picks here on We Love Solbert, they're going to like that. The mobile ADCs, they like a little extra move speed. Tom Kench can stay on top of you to apply the passive. I like that. Earl King in order to get those Event Horizon stuns down. Yeah. And then, of course, Benoima really liking that to get the sweet spots. Of course, it's just one dragon.
Yeah, of course. But, every little bit does help. I do think that sometimes a lot of, the dragons are undervalued at times, like the individual drakes and, how much they can help. It's just really risk-reward of what you give up. If it's free, you're always happy for it, but it does always feel like, if you ask any high-level coach, it feels like no matter what you do, even if you make the most optimal play in anything, it's suboptimal. Hell, walking forward, finding a knockup, finding an ultimate, lots of burst damage. Solbert very close to dying. The Ignite ticking away. They're trying to fight it out. Oh, perfect timing on that stopwatch. You're able to flash away as well. Solbert got the moves, baby. And they're going to be able to get out of there with their life. However, they are going to lose out on their summoners. Jalingo on a rampage as they took the Herald and take the top laner's life. 4-0-3, and this looks like it could be a lot of gold going over to the top side of the map for We Love Solbert. Things not looking so hot for ISU Diamond.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Final Ninja could be in a lot of trouble. The hook misses. Final Ninja will be able to flash out of there. And missed opportunities like that will haunt you as, ISU Diamond is going to find it far harder and harder to come up from behind here. The top lane turret is gone pre-10 minutes.
Yeah, and the one lane that had the super hard winning just matchup, as well as able to get that early solo kill, despite all the level 1 shenanigans, this might just be a kill here if they're able to get the dismount.
Uh-oh, they do get the dismount. They're sticking on Hankster like white on rice, baby. That's going to be the first kill of the game for Aatrox. And the gold lead cracked open even further, now hovering around 5K at this point. 10 minutes in, I think we might be in the miracle stage of this game already for ISU Diamond.
Yeah. They went for the super turbo YOLO swag level 1 strats, and
the turbo swag turned into turbo int pretty quick.
Yeah.
Just unlucky, TBH.
Really unlucky. Like,
that's certainly not
they
what
were so close.
Move A with a Blitzcrank, right? Like, that's not in the plan. That's not in the dossier. Like, you got Blitzcrank and you're like, all right, we're going to make some plays. We should get a kill at level 1. And then when it happens, like, it feels like the wind just goes out of your sails.
Yeah, because you walk into a multi-man knockup from Timothy Kinshithan. Yep. I believe we saw Earl King take the cage level 1 too. Okay.
Yes, they did.
Alright, okay. It's a hook onto the Tom Kench, but you can try and make something happen here.
Oh, Riddy has joined the party. Solbert taking quite a bit of damage. Tom Kench will fall. Solbert trying to kite it out. They didn't use their ultimate at all. It's a double kill. And now in the bottom lane, it's a 4v1. Jolingo with a huge ultimate. Look at the damage. Jolingo trying to kite this one out. And now Hell is stuck in the baby cage. It's a double kill for Jolingo. 6-0-4. The jungle mid lane duo of We Love Solbert running the map right now.
That should just translate here to maybe a dragon. Jolingo is certainly very low though, so maybe they don't want to risk it. It's not going to be the call though. They have control over this bot side. We have the observer cam vision, so we know that Riddy is just backing here as his graves, not going to try and contest. So we have Solbert able to turn that gank around in the bot lane, which initially went pretty damn well for ISU, because you get the first kill onto Final Ninja, you're able to follow up, kill Solbert, but then things tend to go south when there's a Diana that comes in, nukes your entire team with how fed they are. Could be a kill here.
Oh, Earl King's got the moves. The tether finally lands. It looks like they're going to be able to walk out of there without a problem, and man, they're going to try to turn it around on the Hell. This could be problematic. Hell very low. Hell will be able to live. They let him off the hook there. We Love Solbert, though. They took the second Drake, so we know the soul is going to be the Mountain Soul, and if you are the side of ISU Diamond, you are just dejected to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, facing a Mountain Soul when you're behind. I mean, facing any soul when you're behind kind of giga sucks. Mountain Soul, especially, because you don't have that extra money to itemize the penetration that you need to get through those extra assists, through that extra shield.
Don't do it. He did it. Looking for a turn type here? Oh, they are going for it. Just look at all of the damage. I mean, why are we even surprised at this point? Jolingo is so fed. They've got a fully stacked Dark Seal, the needlessly large rod, as you alluded to. I mean, this is just an absolute drubbing, and poor Riddy. I mean, they've really done all they could so far, and it's just not. The rest of the team is not holding up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, it's like, what can you really do after that level 1? There were some chances, but like, you took such a fat L from that level 1. If this hook lands, this should be a kill. Use the Power Fist to guarantee that. Never mind, there happens to be a fed Jolingo here.
Oh no! Oh my god. Jolingo joining the party. Solbert whiffing on that ultimate, but Hell is going to fall. Here comes the double teleport, and Scott is in a bad way. The tether goes down, but it doesn't matter as the Aatrox is now flashing forward. Just absolute decimation of the backline. Although, Kled coming in from the side, trying to stop the Aatrox in his reign of terror in the middle of 4. Aatrox still just barely alive, so low, but High Legacy doesn't have the damage to be able to close out on a kill. It's 1-0 in favor of ISU Diamond. Sorry, 2-0 as Hell had fallen earlier, and things just going from bad to worse. And the team play out of We Love Solbert has been top-notch so far.
Yeah, like, they're just all able to converge there in that bot lane. We see the double teleport come out. We see Jolingo already in the area. And, it's a bit of feels bad, man, because, I mean, ISU Diamond, they're trying here, Yanu. Like, they started off that fight in the bot lane. They're trying to look for a pick onto Solbert. Does not work out because What do you know? There's now a 8-0 on 5 Diana just romping on into your lane, and you go, welp.
Owies!
Yep, the skill button. The skill button.
Well, listen, the outplay button, we call that one. A couple of champions that got it. Veigar, Syndra. You know, I'm sure you could name so many in League of Legends, but Veigar just absolute decimation of Scod. And they went with the Moonstone Renewer. There's just a lack of magic damage in this team composition at this point. And I mean, you know, with how far they were behind in the early game, I'm not sure if it's going to matter, but, you know, and as you mentioned, credit to ISU Diamond. They're trying to make plays, but they just don't have the vision of Final Ninja just clearing out whatever they could put up. So they're just going in, making plays blind, and then the Diana comes in out of nowhere, and, you know, it's all for naught at that point. The gold lead up to, you know, 7,000. It's only going to get worse from here as now Solver are going to try to find their way into the game, but they are alone in the top lane, and they, oh my god, okay, Hankster does a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if it's enough. Aatrox, though, now getting called out. It's a 3v2, although Final Ninja will be able to eat him up, try to get him out. Oh, he gets pulled in. He's got the thick skin, going to try to survive. Aatrox, though, is getting kited. Doesn't quite have the healing at this point in the Conqueror procs, but it's a shutdown for Scod, and Earl King and Jalingo were not there. And if they're not around, Wheel of Solver doesn't exactly have the damage yet.
Oh, the hook misses. This should be... Yep, no, that's a kill.
See ya. 5-1 and 4. Jalingo going up the wall. Here comes the ultimate. See ya later, Alligator. Scod gonna go down. And, you know, it's crazy. It's... Wheel of Solver without their mid and jungle is like it's night and day. It's night and day when they're in the area. I mean, they are the two most fed members on the team, so it's not that surprising.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, he shifted in a straight line!
That should be so easy to dodge, too.
Flash Cleanse burnt from High Legacy. You know, they're just trying to see us up a little bit here, but it's really not happening. Earl King forced to flash away, and Riddy trying to get gritty. Put down some damage, but just unable to get close to these guys at this point in the game. Things not looking so good for ISU Diamond. Are they going to be able to come back into the game? Here comes the Kled trying to make a play happen. Earl King turns around in the 1v4, is going to be able to find a kill, and now Aatrox going to try to make some things happen. The Rift Herald getting dropped in here in the mid lane for the side of ISU Diamond. Dragon taken by Jalingo, puts them on Soul Point. The Rift Herald charge coming through as they really want to get this objective bounty, but they do not have the damage to be able to cut through the health bars of Wheel of Solver.
Although for ISU Diamond, they were at least able to claim 2 objective bounties with those top lane turrets. Hankster was able to grab, so they've narrowed the gold lead a little bit here. It's
impressive.
Down to only about 5-ish K from what was like 6 to 7-ish K a bit ago, so technically a positive net W. Still kind of a pretty nasty gold lead, but it's not as nasty of a gold lead. And things are at least starting to look a little bit up for them. You have the 302 Graves who's scaling. You have this 3-kill Hullbreaker. Kled for Hankster. So it's like you at least have something to work with.
There is a problem though. It's going to spawn in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So what's the plan here? Like, how is ISU Diamond going to come back into this game?
Well, I hope you got some picks before the next dragon like you did with the last one. It looks pretty good, that last dragon, because they get the initial, like, 2 picks. It's like, okay, you got the person advantage on the map, but a few people just go boom when the mid-jungle duo, like you said, comes on in. You would see the early Hex Drinker here from Brady. I mean, it makes sense.
Good call.
Yeah, Hex Drinker, it's a hell of a drug when you're against stuff like the Veigar, like the Diana.
Work trades too. Uh-oh. They're trying to find this Veigar. Earl King going to put down the cage, and the rest of the squad is here. Jalingo is going to find one onto the Karma, and now the Kled running away, but I don't think they've got a whole lot of places to go. Ashel lands onto the Graves. He's stunned for a long time. Here comes the Moonfall, the burst of damage. Riddy is going to fall after the ultimate from the Veigar in Hell. super low, getting taken down by Solbert. And now the Aatrox tanking up the turret. It's not going to matter. It's a double kill for Solbert. Is Solbert going to live? Yes, they are. Backside of the fight, doing what they can as Hangster. They've got their shield, but here comes an angry Aatrox coming in from the side. And now Skarl is going to go the way of the dinosaur. It is an ace for We Love Solbert. Clean 5-0. This is a team on the come up. They are looking to cement themselves as a top 4 team in the league.
Top 1 team in the league, if you happen to be me, according to my predictions and the money I've received from them. I am in Risen's pocket after all.
Paid by Solbert.
Yeah.
We've gone from paid by Steve to paid by Solbert. How can I get paid by Solbert? Hold on.
I just wake up and then I see something in my PayPal like, oh, here's
nice.
Indeterminate amount of money for this series. I'm like, okay, cool.
Nice. Yeah, listen. If you can get yourself a Sugar Solbert, you do.
A Sugarbert.
Sugarbert.
Wait,
Is that what happens when you put too much sugar in your sherbet?
What's the ice cream with bird at the end? Fruit bird.
Sherbet.
Sherbet, yeah.
Yeah.
Get yourself a sherbet.
Look at my
daddy.
horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a look. So we see Solbert, the team captain, the heart and soul of the team, as I allude to, 2-2-7, a very robust 2-2-7. You know, it feels bad to say, kind of getting propped up by the rest of the team, but hey, listen, we got to give credit to Solbert. They have made different picks today, and actually, only dying twice to a Blitzcrank lane is quite impressive. Like, it is difficult to do on an 80 carry like Ashe, is, you know, try to stay alive versus that lane. So we actually do need to give Solbert some credit here, kind of flexing their champion pool and playing the lane pretty okay.
Yeah, all things considered, you could argue that maybe that level 1 helped out just a little.
You could.
Yeah, I think Scuttle is actually stolen there by ISU.
It was. Hey, listen, that's shmoney right there.
Small dubs. Yeah.
There is a problem though, and while the gold lead was at 5K, after that ace, it is now back up to 9K. As it looks like Aatrox, they are the Apex Predator in this lane. Solbert has spotted out the Kled. He cannot be disabled right now. Solbert stepping forward. There comes the ultimate. Hangster in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to try to walk back up. Gore Drinker not doing really much of anything. And there's another kill for We Love Solbert. They've picked up 23 kills, and the game hasn't even crested the 23-minute mark. Getting a kill per less than a minute. Call it maybe per 50 seconds or something like that. And the Dragon Soul looks like it's theirs for the taking.
Yeah, I don't think the team that's 9K behind and a person down on the map will be able to contest this.
What? No way.
3-shot barrage. Gonna score field goal there. 3 points, I guess.
Listen,
but...
you gotta get the effort.
Yeah. I mean,
you have to try it, right?
Okay,
like
yeah.
you can't just not throw it, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's not gonna do too much in a team fight.
We delay it, we get some free stats while we're behind. It's an objective bounty. If you don't, it's like, well, we're kind of already taking the L anyways, so
exactly. Oh, ready about to be taking the L. Gonna use the ultimate to try to get away. And they will be able to hit the blast cone and get out of there. However, there is a teleport. It is coming through from a very angry Aatrox looking for the chase down here. Oh, no, he didn't see the teleport. Riddy started backing. I mean, I suppose he's really got nowhere to go. He is on the wrong side of the tracks, and I don't know if he's going to be able to 1v1 this Aatrox, but he must have a global taunt on him because everybody is chasing after him. He's just taking some turret shots on the backside. Oh, they just ignore him. They're just going for the Baron.
Yeah.
They're going for the Baron. They have decided that Riddy is not worth their time. You can have your KDA. We will have our Baron.
You know, he scared the enemy jungler all the way to the other side of the map. They can really do teleport coming on out, so they want to go for the Hail Mary.
They have to try. Here comes the Kled. He's going to engage onto Earl King. Riddy has joined the party, but the Karma is already gone. On the backside, the Diana ultimate is going to go down and deal a whole lot of damage. Riddy trying to stand tall, trying to get the grit. High Legacy untouched in this fight, but they just don't have the damage output from the side. Riddy getting chased away. High Legacy has to shift away, but now in full hot pursuit is the entire side of We Love Solbert. High Legacy going to flash over the wall, trying desperately to run. He's on vision. There's no mana on that Vagar, so no further chase to be had. And, ISU Diamond, good effort to stop that Baron at the very least. Buy yourself a little bit of breathing room. We love Solbert unable to continue the siege, but they still go they still lose that fight. 3 kills for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. But what are you gonna do? Team just kind of has the gold bag advantage over you.
You ever get beat by a wallet before?
Yeah, the Wallet Warriors.
The Wallet Warriors, dude. That's a fat wallet. Big stacks. It's payday for these guys. They got paid in all ones, and you're just getting smacked right across the face with it. So I have to ask, because realistically, we've all been in a position like this before. Regardless of whether you'd like to admit it or not, everybody is in a game of League of Legends that kind of goes like this. Gopher, when you're playing a game like this, what do you like to do as the team that's behind? What do you like to work on?
So I like to harp on the one dude that's voting no in the surrender because they're like, no, guys, never surrender. There's a very small chance we win this.
Oh, wait a minute.
And then you just, yeah.
Trucks. He's doing it, man. Oh my god, the double kill out of the Diana. Nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Karma Solbert picking that one up 4-2 and 11. And I think that's going to be it. The turret goes down. They're kind of split on whether or not they want to go to Baron or base. I see, what are they doing? Pick something, guys. They're going to send 2 over to the Baron and 3 over to the mid lane to continue the push. On the side, it's Hangster trying to get these objective bounties and hope that his team maybe is able to stay alive. Gritty, the only one, the lone warrior trying to defend, although Hell and High Legacy going to respawn here, mid inhibitor down. Hangster on the split push here. The backs are finally coming out for him. This Baron's not dying as quick as they thought. Okay, Hangster doing what he can. Red team has taken the Baron, and Hangster has taken the turret. Is looking for the inhibitor, and really has to try to get it here. The Baron respawns are here. They do have the Scarl. This would be huge if they could take this inhibitor, and they do. Hangster, thank you for your service. Give them a salute, but they will fall.
The Hangster.
Hangster the prankster, baby.
Darling and the Frankster.
No.
That's an anime. It's really weird. It's like super popular, but everyone's like, yeah, it's like a really generic anime they just made to Petherwall. It's like,
yeah,
to this day I'm seeing people go off about 0-2.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. My buddy told me that I don't necessarily need to watch it.
Yep, skill button.
Okay. 110 and 2 is not.
Couldn't even zoom in.
Yeah. 110 and 2 is not what you wanted to see on your Karma today.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's not something you want to see on your Karma any day. The bottom side of ISU Diamond is 0-23 and 9, or 123 and 9. I'm sorry. Give him credit for a kill. Yeah, man. Bottom inhibitor has gone the way of the Dinosaur. And the Nexus turrets are the ones that are being attacked. They sent 2 members for Vagar. ISU knows this game is over. Everybody knows this game is over. We love Solbert improving to 2-1 with a statement game here.
Yep. I'll start with that level 1. I guess you could say it was handed to them on a silver platter.
A diamond platter.
Diamond platter, a Blue Water League diamond platter. But props to them for having the nerves of steel in that level 1 for not immediately just all dogpiling the Karma going, hey, there's probably an entire enemy team here. Let's just wait a little. And it works out pretty damn well for them. Nothing much to say about the rest of the game there. There technically were some glimpses of hope there from ISU. We saw that solo kill in the top lane. We saw how threatening those hooks could be when they did land from Hell in the bot lane, but it just wasn't enough with how much of a deficit they took in that level 1 here, Yanni. And can be a little bit of a back to the drawing board here for next week for ISU, I feel.
A perfect game out of Jalingo. We said that this jungle matchup was the one to watch. And we have to say, really, they gave it their best shot. When you are the ace of your team and the other team's ace in the same role as you, slightly higher rank too, you do have your work cut out for you. And really changed their name to Gritty because they gave it a shot. They showed true determination in trying to will their team to victory, and it was not enough. The problem is, we love Solbert. They have some clear weaknesses, right? So they're not,
Yeah.
they're not considered on the level of CB Diamond or, a Lotus. So where does that put ISU Diamond?
We just kind of have to see. It's still that early in the
You're
season.
right. You're right.
Like, you kind of don't really know until we see just how they shape up against some of these other teams. Because sometimes these teams have a better read on other teams than other teams have on said other teams that they had a good read on. That's a really confusing way. But yeah.
Now, talk about what's going on around the league tonight. MSU, they 2-0 to Clivity. Not really too much of a surprise there as Clivity continues to slide down in the wins and losses. CB Diamond, they took a 2-over win over VBU, which was kind of surprising. I expected VBU to at least take a game, but I think what the most surprising result so far is Goth Boy, Click, and Lotus knotted up at one apiece tonight. It's a surprise for me. Listen, I haven't put too much stock into Goth Boy Click. I have not been buying Goth Boy Click stocks, and I might miss the boat here. I don't want to buy in and be a bag holder though.
Yeah. Got Boy Click, I know they're pretty damn decent. Like, I know Lowe's is definitely probably very favored, but one, I'm curious to see how that game three shapes up, see how close it is.
Absolutely. And well, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Gopher, you got any parting words for everybody? Any thoughts on how the series went tonight and what these teams are gonna need to do in order to ensure to have a good season?
Well, first off, shout outs to our producer Addicted.
Thank you.
Second off, we love Solbert, even though you guys are paying me massive amounts of nothing really.
You getting V-Bucks?
No, not even that. V-Bucks you can at least spend on something. Can't even spend whatever the hell they send me. But
Solbert Bucks.
you kind of gotta fix up that damn bot lane. Your namesake is bit
He's
of a sore
lacking.
spot.
He's lacking.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I know
Hit
those are harsh words, but
hit the practice tool. It's okay.
those are harsh words, but I can say them about Solbert because he's my boss. But for ISU Diamond, I mean, they obviously got some spunk. They're definitely trying. Game two, there's not really much you can say after that level one failed. You basically have to look at the level one and go, okay, what could we have done better here to not have lost the game level one? Game one is where you really want to look out for to see, like, hey, what could we have done better? How can we transition our 4-0 Nocturne super far ahead bot lane into this mid to late game? How can we not hemorrhage the solo lanes as much here? That's what I want to see ISU Diamond just take a quick little peek over, do a little bit of a VOD review for.
That sounds pretty good to me. Listen, if Goferino isn't already your coach, maybe they should be. Got to go hit the practice tool, hit the replays, and there's still a lot of season left, but it needs to turn around quick for the squad of ISU Diamond. But that will do it for us. So for myself, Goferino, our producer Addicted, and the entire Blue Otter League family, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And catch some action tomorrow. We got the Platinum League going on at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You do not want to miss it. But that is it for us, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night and go win some ranked games.